Good evening everyone, Elliot and Jess here from Eurovoxx, and we are going to carry on talking about Junior Eurovision for this year because we now have 3 songs in the selection. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who gave us some love on our live broadcast we did last week at Eurostars and all our interviews and everything. We had a great time and it's glad that you enjoyed our interviews and our coverage of it because we really enjoyed it and hopefully we can do more. Anyway, the 3 songs that have been selected are Russia, Ukraine and Belarus, and in the order of fairness we're going to discuss them in the order they were announced/selected. So first up was Russia, and they have selected Krylaya, which translates to wings, and it shall be sung by Polina Bogisevich.
Higher than a starlight, where the birds can fly, we are floating and just reaching up the sky.
Massive selection, there's 21 songs. Polina came out on top. Do you think it was a good choice by Russia, Jess?
So I haven't heard any of the other songs that were competing, but upon kind of listening to the winning song, I think it's a good song. It's a nice ballad, and it's got a key change, which I love. And I think that there is potential for the song. But I'm just wondering if they're going to do the same that they did last year and add backing singers to it, which in my opinion I don't think would work with this song, whereas I think it worked very well last year. So I mean, I think, you know, if the song stays as it is, I think it could possibly make top 5, maybe. But I think if there's a bit of a revamp, it could potentially be a potential winner, I think. I mean, I'm not loving the song that much, but it might grow on me. Yeah.
Yeah, disclaimer as well, I didn't see the national final, but this was a very good decision in my mind. I think she has a cracking voice, to be honest. I do really enjoy the song. There's something about it I really like. The melody's really nice. And you can see from the live performance, she is really going for it. The only immediate drawback is, and this just because being the national finals, the stage looked really empty because she's quite a petite girl and it looked like it just kind of like engulfed her a bit. But the stage in Georgia could be a lot more smaller and a lot more intimate, so that may not be an issue. As for adding backing singers, yeah, I don't think they really need to because she carries it off on her own voice, no real issue. So it's got an English chorus as well, and yeah, I really enjoy the song. Do I think it's going to have a revamp? Probably, because Junior Eurovision loves to throw in a revamp. Yeah. Do I think it needs one? For me personally, not really. I'm quite happy with the song as how it is, and I think it can match the Water of Life's result. Obviously, we're saying this with only 3 out of 16 songs, but I don't see why it would struggle, to be honest. But I could be wrong. But on first impression, Polina, I think it's a great song. I think any song that could win a national final out of 21 is very impressive and deserves some acknowledgement regardless.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think Russia, they always seem to do well in Eurovision and Junior Eurovision. They always seem to, well, the last 5 years at least, always seem to pick something that works well for them. Polina with Wings, I think this is going to do very well. If I had to give it a mark out of 10 right now, I would probably give it between like an 8 or an 8.5. But that could change. What would you give it if you had to give it a mark out of 10?
At the moment, probably a 7. Yeah, just a 7.
Just a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could get maybe an 8 or a 9 with a bit of a tweaking here and there. I don't like the English in the song. Don't know why, I just don't think it needs the English. I think it would sound better if they just kept it all in Russian. And I found some of the English quite hard to understand anyway, so which happens a lot anyway. But I think it would be more powerful if it was all in Russian, but that's just my opinion.
Okay. I can see what you mean, because obviously in the live broadcast we did bring up about a bit of shoehorning in English, and the English chorus does kind of come out of nowhere because it's all flowing quite nicely in Russian. And the first time I heard it did take a good 5 seconds to realise she was singing in English. So I do agree with that point to an extent, and maybe that's why I knock it down a bit. But if they fine-tune that, who knows what Russia can achieve. So the second song to be announced was Ukraine, and they did this last Friday, and they went with Anastasia Bahinska, and the song translates to "Do Not Stop."
Мама, не пізній, в тебе є в голові душі серці, з ними по життю іди. Серце не зупиняй, не зупиняй, мрію шукай свою.
She came second with the jury, but she won the public vote by 3,500 votes. I'm going to kickstart this, because I watched the international final. Was not the best in my opinion, found it a bit meh, and this is going to sound really mean, but my favourite part was the backing singers doing a sort of oh backing on it, because it reminded me a bit of Sada Vadu and Northern Lights from Dance Ready Grand Prix this year, and I really liked that song. But for the song itself, I mean, she came second last year behind Sophia Roll. People know her. Apparently, she featured on the Celebrate Diversity song this year for Eurovision 2017. Like, she's had some singles released out in Ukraine. She's a bit of a name as far as kids in Ukraine go. She competed on The Voice Kids as well a few years ago, whilst doing my research. So she's known. She is a known name, and that could explain the televote score. But for the song, I'm just not a big fan. It just didn't do anything for me, to be honest. It went 6th in the running order, and I just sort of glossed over it, to be honest. And I was quite shocked when they came back to it, because they didn't really do some dramatic adding of the televote and the jury points. They just kind of went, "Oh, here's the winner," because I was really confused. I was like, "So is she in the top 3, or is she?" I was like, "Oh no, she's won." Okay, because I just did not expect her to win at all, but. Yeah, to be brutally honest, and this is just purely going on the song, I think Ukraine are looking at another Sophia Roll result, because I don't think the song is that great, and I actually preferred Planet Face for Love, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that. But the difference was Sophia had a stronger voice than Anastasia, and Anastasia at times did sound a bit screechy and off-key, which I know is mean to say because they're children and they can sing better than I do, but for me personally, it's not something I would pick up the phone and vote for. Jess.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, actually, on pretty much everything. I didn't watch the NF, so I don't know what the other songs were like. But upon hearing the winning song, it sounds very kind of mediocre to me. Very, like, quite a... I mean, I hate to say this because they're only kids, but it sounds like a very weak song. I feel like it doesn't really go anywhere. The song doesn't, her vocals don't, and I kind of am wondering if there's anything they can do with the song to improve it at all, but I don't think there is. I mean, it's not one that would kind of stand out to me. It just seems like it will easily get forgotten, and if I did have to give it a mark out of 10, I hate to say it, but maybe a 3 or a 4. Sounds a bit harsh, but I mean, it kind of makes me wonder, was that really the best Ukraine had to offer? Or was it just that they know her and they vote for what they know?
In a word, probably not, because I don't think it was the best song in their selection, personally, from sitting through it. But, yeah, the national final itself was okay. There was a lot of ballads in there. And it seemed very set up for the final song to win, personally, because she was in this massive green dress with a fan and a piano on stage, and it just had a lot more production and thought into the staging. So I just thought, oh, she's won, because the thought and staging got into it. I will admit, obviously, Ukraine, for the second year running, they didn't use a studio. It was outdoors like last year, and I don't think that's the best. I don't think that's the best representation of how it's going to reflect inside a studio with actual, closed off acoustics and all playback and all these other factors that you're going to have in Georgia. So I'm willing to give it a chance. I think they need to really push her vocals in that song, really push the backing in it and make it a lot more impactful. It does need a revamp. It needs something, because I agree, it's just, it's very you hear the first minute, you've heard the final two at the minute. And if I had to give it a mark, it would probably be a 5 at a very, 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 very big push.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see it ending too well for them personally, and that's sad to say. But Ukraine, they can do better, and I hope the song does get better. I'm willing to be proven wrong on this. Please prove me wrong, Anastasia. Prove me wrong.
But I mean, I think that even with a revamp, I think it's still going to finish bottom 5 in Georgia. I could be wrong, but I just don't see how it can get much better, to be honest.
Wow.
But anything's possible, so,
True.
you know, I could be wrong.
True. And the final song up for debate today is Belarus, and they had their national final. 10 songs competed, but in the end, Helena Mirai won with her song Ya Samaya, which translates to I Am the One. She won the jury and the televote. She won the televote by an astonishing 14,700 votes. Very shocking for me in Belarus is that she actually opened the show and was still able to win. That is very rare for that to happen in Belarus. My personal winner would have gone to Maria, who came second, because I loved her song last year, and then I heard her song this year and I loved it even more. So I was very sad she didn't win. But regardless, it is Helena, 14. Jess, you watched the national final. What do you think of the winning song?
I don't like it much. And of all the people that I, spoke to about it, a lot of people seem to like it and see a lot of potential with it. But I just can't get into the song. I find it a bit boring, very forgettable. Just a boring ballad, I think. And watching her live performance, her vocals were very screechy, and it sounded like she was straining too much, her voice. And I feel like the song needs, somebody with better vocals. I mean, I hate to say that, but I feel like it needs a stronger vocal, that song. And I feel like from listening to her performance, she doesn't have that to give. Yeah, pretty much. But I was quite surprised it won. I mean, considering it was the first song to be performed, and in my opinion, it was not the best song of the national final. For me personally, watching it, it didn't, I didn't remember it. It wasn't anything that it wasn't a song that I kind of thought, oh, yeah, I really like that one. It was just, okay, what's next type thing. And so I kind of fear that could possibly happen in Georgia. It's just one of those songs that you think, okay, what's coming next? But, everyone else seems to like it. So maybe I'm just missing something. And maybe everyone else is right. Who knows?
Yeah, I will admit, this is a very popular song, it seems to be at the moment. But something I have noticed that a lot of people seem to be referring to the music video that Eurovision.tv have released and not her national final performance. And they are two very different vocals, because in the national final performance she didn't have any backing singers, and I think that is the part that's killing her in this, because that's where her voice is exposed, because she did sound strange, she did sound a bit screechy, but in the music video you don't have that, but there's at least 3 or 4 voices behind that instead, so maybe she just needs a wall of backing singers behind her, because the staging of the show I actually really liked, with the dress and the purple and the black and the lights, that was fine. So maybe just have about 3 or 4 backing singers, in the darkness, just to give her a hand, because, as I said, there's a lot of the chorus, and that first line in the chorus is almost a shout of about 5 seconds, and she does it about 4 times. So I like the backing track of it, because it's quite electronic and it's quite dark, and I really like that in sort of music. It gives me sort of a up-tempo City Lights vibe, which I really I sort of latched onto that. But the song itself, I was kind of a bit taken off about, and I do also feel like she was doing too much as well in the national final, because she was just on a little platform, so she couldn't really like move about or anything. So she was doing a lot of her hands and like throwing her head about and everything. And obviously that can easily throw your voice off as well. So maybe if they had, you know, 3 backing singers and then 2 dancers to do everything she needs help with, that could be a good performance for Belarus. And I still think this is going to get at least a mid-table result. I'm sure it'll at least match Alexander from last year, because my reaction to this song is pretty much similar to last year when Alexander won, which was, it's okay. It's not, you know, making me think, oh my god, Belarus are going to win, but I can sit through it. But I do feel like if this is drawn in the first half, it will go about one of the first 3 songs, maybe open again, because it's proven it can open a national final. And I hate to say this already, but this seems like a song which needs to be put around 1 or 2 slower songs to make it stand out and have any impact. This needs a decent running order, and obviously it can't be guaranteed that, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. There was also something that we picked up in the music video, which could hint to how she could be styled for the national final, not national final, Junior Eurovision even, which is she had a nose ring like thing. Then also went round and it clipped to her ear. That was really weird for me to see a 14-year-old with a nose. Obviously, it's fake, but the fact to see like a North,
like
that was weird. Maybe that's just her style. But
I mean, I don't think it suited her at all, or just anything to do with the song, the outfit. Just no, in my book.
Yeah. And the music video and her performance are very weird, because in her music video she's like sat on the floor with this what looks like the world, and it's very, I want to say the song's almost like very like haunting. But then also there's other part of her where she's on a seafront where she's dressed like a normal girl in jeans and a shirt and boots. I'm just like, which character are you portraying here? Because the song is one thing, but then you're there looking like something else. But then you've got you and it's so confusing. it's a bit of a mishmash.
The music video was confusing, and I hope that they don't try to replicate that on stage in Georgia. Otherwise, it's just going to be a complete mess, in my opinion.
I can see it now. If the stage is a circle, they will just have an LED world on the floor. I can see it now. It will be. But say if I had to give this a mark out of 10 right now, probably a 7. It's solid. It's fine, but it's nothing special. And it'll probably get about 7th on the night, I imagine.
Yeah, I would probably give this about a 5 out of 10.
Oh.
And at the moment, I would probably predict somewhere around mid-table for this. So, let's see what happens.
Yes. So they are the 3 songs that have been announced so far. So you've got 3 months until the big show itself. We're still waiting on 13 other songs. We have 2 announcements, obviously. Malta are sending Gianluca Silla, and his song has been worked on now. And Armenia are sending an act called Misha, who I noticed seems to have done a few music videos and seems to have a bit of career in Armenia, it looks like. So I'm intrigued to see what he will be up to. The next national final is the Netherlands on the 16th of September, followed by Albania on the 23rd, and then October, the 1st will be Poland, and then Ireland are obviously looking like to be the last country announcing again, as their song will not be announced until the 19th of November, 8 days before the final. But for anyone who was confused about that, Ireland normally film their selection a month in advance, so the act will have plenty of time to get ready like Xena did. They're just not going to tell us until a week beforehand. I don't know why. Anyway, that is what we think on the song so far. Agree or disagree, let us know. Tell us who your favourite is so far and what you think they can achieve.
Yeah.
And, yeah, keep watching, keep liking, keep sharing. Anything you want us to talk about, let us know, and we shall do. Jess, any final words?
Pretty much just what you said. Stop following us. Tell all your friends and family about us.
Yes.
And they can all join in the Eurovision fun.
Yes, join in the discussion. We love hearing from you guys. Thank you much, guys, and we will be back when we have more news for you. Until then, thank you very much, guys.
Hey guys, Andy from Team Eurovoxx here. If you liked the video, don't forget to give us the big thumbs up and like. Don't forget to subscribe down here. Don't forget to leave your comments and find us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and check out our website www.eurovoxx.net. Over and out guys, till next time.